So you've heard me talk about connective tissue and how important it is that this system be hydrated within your body. But what exactly does that mean, and how do you know if your tissue in your body is dehydrated? So join me to do this simple assessment. It's called a balance assessment. And so what we'll do is start off by stepping your feet just about hip width apart and bring your right knee on up. And hold it here, keeping your eyes open. Allow your arms just to hang by your sides, so no hands on the hips. And the idea here is that ideally you should be able to hold yourself in balance on one leg for 15 seconds to half a minute. So we're almost there. Great, and as you're holding this position, just observe for yourself what's going on with your balancing ankle, the balancing leg. Let's take a deep inhale, and then exhale, relax. Okay, so now let's try balancing on the other side. So start off by shifting your weight over into the right leg, and now let's take the left knee to lift on up. So again, it's important here that you're not holding on to your hips. And as you're in this position, your body is working hard to keep you balanced and to figure out where it is that your joints are in space. All right, so we've got just over 15 seconds. Continue to hold here. And notice if you're feeling that wobble, any shaking in your bottom ankle. Great, we did it. So relax your foot on down. Okay, so easy enough. We did our balance assess. And so just notice for yourself what you've experienced just by doing that simple balancing technique. And now we'll take it a notch higher to make it a bit more challenging this time, because we're going to take our sense of sight out of the picture. So now when you balance, lift your right leg up, and once your leg is up, close your eyes, and ideally you should be able to hold in this position for 15 seconds. Great. Take a deep breath and exhale, release the foot on down. Okay, so a lot different when you're doing it with your eyes closed. So let's try the other side. It's quite normal, one side being a little different than the other. So take your left knee on up. Once it's up, close your eyes. Take a deep breath and exhale, relax your leg on down. There you have it. So you can really see the difference then, how your balance is affected when you don't have the use of your eyes. So as we age, normally our eyesight starts to decline over time. And so as a result then, we need to make sure that we have our balance based on what our body senses about the terrain that we're walking on, about knowing where our joints are in space. So all of your joints are like these GPS systems that send the main signal to the satellite, your brain. And so if there's dehydration in the tissues that surround those joints, then we're having neurological inefficiencies occur. And so now that affects our motor skills, it affects how you walk. And walking is 80% a balancing act. So you always have one foot up in the air, balancing on one leg and then moving to the other. So over time, if your tissues are dehydrated, you might still be walking, but you may not be walking the most efficient way. And maybe over time, you start to make like this waddle side to side in order to get yourself moving, but it's not the most efficient way to move. So by using some simple techniques like melt, by working with the balls on the soles of the feet, we can work down hydrating the muscles, the connective tissue that surrounds them, and also the nervous system that's embedded within that area, so that there's better communication going on, there's more fluid flow throughout your body, and then hence there's better motor skills, better balance as well. So here's an example of what we can do then with the melt method. I'm using a large soft ball, and we start to do like some position point pressing in various areas below the foot. And so creating a gentle rocking side to side, you apply some pressure onto those specific points in the body. And each of these points correlate then to various organs in the body and systems. And then we also work to rehydrate the connective tissue that's in these areas that we're gliding the ball over, and then to create a shear. So it's like we're creating a bit more space. We're fluffing up this tissue so that it's no longer dehydrated like a used old sponge, but rather there's so much more intelligence now, so much more communication that's being moved throughout this musculature of your feet, all of the joints. And you know, our feet and our hands have over 50% of the bones in our body. So that correlates then to a lot of joints as well. Great, so there you have it. I've just demonstrated a couple of the poses that we do with the ball, different massage techniques. And really at the end of it all, you start to feel like you have wings on your feet. And over time, you'll notice then that it improves your balance as you're moving from one side to the other. And especially the most important, without the use of your sight. So now your body is totally working through the sensations, the sensory receptors throughout this connective tissue.